Sectarian violence, ISIS, Paris bombings, the refugee crisis, jihadi raids, foreign fighters. There is no way the conflict in Syria can be explained in 2 minutes, especially when it's still so hard to say who's fighting who. Okay, rewind to 2011, when some teenagers wrote revolutionary slogans on a school wall and the Syrian authorities arrested and tortured them. That triggered protests, which then snowballed into a violent civil war. Various rebel groups versus Syria's President Assad. The situation was ideal for ISIS, a fanatical Sunni terror group that grew out of Al-Qaeda in Iraq, also called IS or ISIL, broke away from Al-Qaeda in 2013 and within months took over large parts of northern and eastern Syria, then large parts of northern Iraq, and now even parts of Afghanistan, calling it all the new Islamic Caliphate, which they plan to take to the rest of the world. They're so violent that now Al-Qaeda has disowned ISIS, and even the Taliban has declared jihad against them. So who are the ISIS fighting against? Everyone. Assad, Al-Qaeda's Al-Nusra Front, Kurdish fighters, and the rest of the world. But don't get all Arabophobic. ISIS has also got an unprecedented number of fighters from Western countries, like this guy, Jihadi John, who specializes in beheading enemies of the Caliphate. And they use the internet to recruit. Yes, Twitter and Facebook. So what is USA doing? Well, in 2014, after just too many stomach-churning beheadings, a US-led coalition began airstrikes in Syria to destroy ISIS. But it's not so simple. Remember the civil war? Not everyone in the fight against ISIS are allies. Iran, Russia, Hezbollah support Assad. USA, UK, France, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and other Arab states are anti-Assad. So think 2 wars in Syria. In the first, Iran is helping Assad remain the president, and Saudi Arabia is helping the anti-Assad rebels. While Russia is conducting airstrikes against the rebels in support of Assad, the USA is aiding the same rebels. The second war in Syria is against ISIS. Now, from the air, the USA with France and the other allies in the coalition are attacking ISIS targets. On the ground, their main allies are the Kurds. The Kurds happen to also be in conflict with Turkey. So there's a lot of people fighting on the same side who hate each other too. But increasingly, all these people are coming together against ISIS, which in its aim for world domination is clearly world enemy number 1 today.